Hey guys, welcome to the Lake Forest Podcast, a podcast about the lovely city of Lake Forest, featuring topics like local news, sports, music, people, and food, and occasionally politics. Hey, my name is Pete, and today we don't have a regular podcast, but there is an item of news that I think people will be interested in. For everybody complaining that there isn't enough decent places to eat in Lake Forest, Glenn Keefer and his partners, Ryan and Anna, are looking to put Sofia Steakhouse over by the Kelmscott Apartments, I believe, over where the MLK used to be. And he presented in front of the planning commission, and he needs a special use permit. I didn't quite get why he needs it. It's 150 feet from a residence, I believe. But if the old MLK was there, did they have one? I'm not kind of sure. But the background is Glenn Keefer was an old school bartender over at Palm Steakhouse. I think it was in the 80s. And he eventually managed the place. And he had one of his good clients came in. Bill O'Donnell had a kid, Ryan, went to Kendall College. And Bill asked Glenn, hey, could you take my kid under your wing and show him the ropes? Well, he showed him the ropes. And Ryan and Anna eventually started Balyhoo Hospitality in 2018. They have 35 years of experience. One of the investors is Kerry Wood. Yes, the Kerry Wood. The brands of Ballyhoo are Gemini, Coda de Velp, Old Pueblo, obviously Sofia Steak, Andros Taverna, Pomeroy, and Bank Russell Sandwich Shop. Three of the big issues with the steakhouse, if the green meanies are going to come out and play, are number one, parking. So the employees can't park on the street. Number two, the noise. I believe they're going to shut down the patio at a decent time. And number three, the smell from the steaks. Can't be worse than the candy factories in Chicago. So if he overcomes those three issues, I think we got another restaurant in town. Good luck, Glenn. But before we get to it, we'd like to thank our Patreon supporters. Hey, Shark Guy Beach Fishing, the premier South Florida beach fishing experience out of Longboat Key, Florida. Their world-renowned captains not only put you on the fish, but to help you and your family make a memory of a lifetime. Check them out on Facebook or at sharkguybeachfishing.com and schedule an outing. Shark Guy is your guy for your next charter. Hey, we'd also say we're thankful for our Patreon supporters, Reverend Luke Back from the Church of the Holy Spirit, Matt A., Elizabeth B., Coastal Lance, Otto, RDM, Broad Stop Breakfast Group in Kenosha, and Greentown Tavern, Waukegan. Okay, guys, business is out of the way. So here's Glenn's pitch to the Planning Commission, and hopefully they get what he wants. Just so you know, in Winnetka, the patio is dog friendly, so check it out. Here's his pitch. See you guys next week.
My name is Glenn Keefer. I'm one of three partners at Sofia Steak, Lake Forest. Thought it might be worthwhile to kind of tell a little story about who we are and what kind of experience we have, so maybe it can help put you at ease of what kind of operators we are. So we opened Ouilmette Sofia. Our opening day was Friday the 13th, March 20th, the day they closed down the state of Illinois. When I opened our restaurant in Chicago, Keefer's, it was 2 weeks after 9/11. And when we opened up our restaurant opposite Millennium Park, it was right in the middle of the recession. So you may want to short the market. But this is our team, Ryan and Anna O'Donnell, who met at our restaurant at Keefer's back in the mid-2000s. So this is John Ferrer and Brianne, who's right here with us today. That's our group of management. Myself, Doug Saltis, who used to be the P&R PM. He operates our Andros Taverna down in Logan Square. Kerry and Sarah Wood are partners with us at Pomeroy. These are other partners down in the city. Billy Lawless, who's got a great spot on Michigan Avenue. These are our six. We have six going on. Well, we got seven now. We just opened up Buck Russell's, a sandwich shop in Ouilmette. So that's the look of the restaurant. It's, understated. We do have outdoor seating at Sofia and Ouilmette. It's kind of a clubby interior. We expect the application to be very much the same here. We have 20 tables. Our neighbors were very kind to let us put our tables out in front of their businesses during COVID when we were shut down and we weren't able to really operate much inside. So we made it thanks to our neighbors, and I think that's part of what we want to talk about here tonight is that we got great steaks, but we also have a nice burger, which we'll do the same here. During COVID, we had the opportunity to put a tent up in our parking lot, and we had neighbors that lived right behind us in a condo building, and we had a meeting somewhat like this, although it was virtual. And it was a downtown business district, and the commission there, the planning commission said, you know, you can go ahead and put a tent up. And our neighbors were so strongly opposed to it, we decided not to put the tent up. It was right behind our building on our parking lot. Sure, some of it was the fact we didn't think tents are all that healthy during COVID, but we also want you to know that first thing we want to be is a good neighbor. We also have a business to run. So I think the three things that have come up that seem to be recurring are parking, employee parking, and how we're going to control that. Just like any other work rule that we have at our restaurants, we'll write that into our handbook. And if we find that people are violating that rule, it's a work rule like any other. We'll do coaching councils, and if necessary, we'll terminate employees that don't follow the rules. We know that street parking is not something that our employees should be doing, and we'll more than likely, I would say 99%, have valet because it seems to remedy a couple of things at the same time. It keeps us in control of the parking, so we can go down to the parking lot behind the train tracks on, what is that, McKinley? Thank you. So I think valet will be really important. We'll control the way that our employees, where they're parking. We understand that we don't want them parking on public streets. The second thing that came up quite a bit was, I think Dick brought this up about odor. We don't have char broilers. We have a steak broiler, which is a completely different animal. It doesn't create, it's not hard fuel. And I think that you'll find that the kind of smoke emitted from there or odors of there are much more easily tolerable. We're not without some. It is a restaurant. It's a business, and it's going to be a busy restaurant, we hope. And the third one seems to be the noise factor. We got this last set of proposed conditions for approval. First one is amplified music. And I got to tell you, I've been in this business since 1969. I started as a busboy when I was 14 in Amityville, New York. And when you walk into a restaurant, if it sounds like this, it's kind of hard to get people interested. So I understand that there's a rule about this, but we would really appreciate the opportunity to put some light music out there, never live music, and off by 9 o'clock. But our pro forma is that we use that patio, and we're happy to be done by 10:30, it says here, Sunday through Thursday, no problem. 11:30 on Friday and Saturday, no problem. To be honest with you, the earlier the better for me. I'm too old to hang it doing this anymore. We know that not much good happens after midnight, so those seem to be the things that came up most often. What else should I be talking about to make you feel comfortable?